Night draped the streets of Palermo, wet cobblestones reflecting the dim glow of street lamps. Inside a high-rise penthouse, Don Raffaele Conti, the most feared Mafia boss in Sicily, sat alone. He stared at the city below, a silent ruler of the night. Age 45, cold eyes, hands that had signed more death warrants than contracts. His empire ran silently, ruthlessly, crushing rivals before they could even breathe. Yet tonight, something felt different. A soft knock echoed on his office door, hesitant, almost timid. The door opened slowly, revealing a young woman drenched from the rain. Tears ran down her cheeks, but her eyes burned with defiance. Her name was Sofia Leone, daughter of a man Conti had destroyed, yet she stood before him unafraid. Raffaele rose, his presence cold, commanding, as if the air itself obeyed him. "You shouldn't be here," he said, his voice like steel wrapped in velvet. "I have nowhere else to go," she whispered, fear laced with courage. He studied her silently, a faint twitch of curiosity crossing his stone-like expression. Sofia's small hands clutched a soaked bundle of letters, trembling. "They belong to my father," she said, voice cracking. "I came to return them." Raphael gestured for her to sit, a command more like a trap than an invitation. As she obeyed, he noticed her tears reflecting the chandelier light, like fragile diamonds. Something inside him stirred, a sensation he hadn't felt in decades: empathy. For the first time, the cold Mafia boss realized a human could challenge his indifference. Days passed. Sofia remained under his reluctant protection. Her presence unsettled the penthouse, like a candle flickering in a room built for shadows. Raffaele found himself watching her from a distance, studying every motion, every expression. She spoke little, but every word carried weight, innocence mixed with intelligence and courage. One evening she collapsed near the window, sobbing quietly over memories of her destroyed family. Raffaele approached silently, unsure whether to comfort or command. I don't know how to survive," she whispered. He remained still, the air tense, before simply handing her a glass of water. Her trembling hands accepted it, and their eyes met for a fleeting second. Something unspoken passed between them, a fragile understanding forming. The city outside continued its endless pulse of crime and danger, unaware of the quiet storm inside the penthouse. Raffaele began to assign bodyguards for Sofia, discreet but vigilant, ensuring no one could harm her. Even as he did, he could not ignore the tiny, persistent ache in his chest whenever she cried. One night, Sofia wandered the rooftop garden, rain soaking her hair, tears mixing with raindrops. Raphael appeared silently behind her, his coat shielding her from the storm. "You shouldn't be out here alone," he said quietly. "I needed air," she replied, voice trembling but defiant. He said nothing, simply watched, the cold walls around his heart cracking just slightly. Days turned into weeks, and Sophia's courage began to challenge not only the threats around them, but the man himself. She asked questions he didn't want to answer, forced him to reconsider decisions that had long been automatic. Raffaele found himself both irritated and intrigued, a dangerous combination for a man like him. The first rival attack came unexpectedly. Masked men attempted to storm the penthouse. Sophia froze, terror etched into her features. Raffaele's hand rested on her shoulder for an instant reassurance without words. The attackers fell silently, outmaneuvered before they could strike. Sophia realized then that survival in this world required trust in him. and a willingness to fear him too. After the attack, she whispered, I didn't know it would be like this. You survive because I choose it, he said simply. Not because the world allows it. Her heart pounded, a mix of fear and fascination intertwining. Raffaele retreated to his office, studying maps of the city, but his mind lingered on the girl. Sofia stayed by the window, watching the rain, understanding she was now part of a world that could either protect or destroy her. The bond between the cold Mafia boss and the girl who had melted the first layer of his quietly forming, fragile, dangerous, and inevitable. The city slept beneath the rain, unaware that a silent war of hearts and power had begun. Morning light filtered through the penthouse blinds as Sofia woke, heart still racing from the previous night's fear. Raffaele was already at his desk, reviewing reports silently, eyes cold but alert. She watched him, realizing that the man who could destroy worlds was also the one keeping her alive. A soft knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. Marco entered, whispering urgent news. Another Rossi ally had mobilized against them. Sofia's stomach twisted. Danger was never far. Raffaele's hand rested briefly on hers, a silent promise. I will handle this. That afternoon, Sofia tried to learn the empire she now lived in, the maps, the codes, the silent threats. Raphael noticed her determination, a spark he had not expected from someone so young, so fragile. A sudden alarm sounded from the security system. Masked intruders were scaling the outer walls. Raffaele's eyes narrowed. Every move had already been anticipated. Sofia froze, fear coursing through her veins, yet she did not look away. Raphael moved silently, his body a shadow among shadows, neutralizing the attackers one by one. Sofia's breath caught as the last intruder fell, the penthouse secured once more. Why do they keep coming? She whispered. Because they believe fear controls people, Raffaele said softly. But loyalty is stronger. Days passed in tense calm, Sofia learning the nuances of power, trust, and survival under his watchful eye. Raffaele began to teach her subtle lessons, reading people, noticing threats, predicting moves. One evening, as rain pattered against the windows, Sofia approached him. Do you ever trust anyone? She asked cautiously. He paused, eyes dark and unreadable. Trust is earned, he said finally. But you are learning quickly. Sofia felt a shiver, not of fear, but of understanding the dangerous intimacy of their world. A rival's message arrived, a threat written on plain paper, claiming the next attack would come at night. Raffaele studied it, eyes cold, mind calculating every possible outcome. Sofia watched him, realizing the man who ruled with death was also capable of protection and restraint. Night fell, and the villa remained tense, every shadow a possible enemy. Footsteps echoed outside the main gate, scouts probing for weakness. Raphael moved with calculated speed, disabling threats silently. Sofia's hand found his briefly as he passed, a gesture of connection in a world devoid of softness. The next day, Raffaele took Sofia to the inner chambers of the penthouse. Maps, ledgers, and surveillance equipment. Everything you see here is life or death, he said, and every decision affects both. Sofia absorbed the weight of responsibility, understanding the empire was not just about money or power. It was about control, loyalty, and survival. As weeks passed, Sofia's courage became evident. her presence no longer a liability but a quiet strength. Raffaele noticed her growing confidence, her subtle influence over decisions he once made alone. A sudden attack at the villa's gates brought everything into motion, masked men, weapons drawn. Raphael moved like a shadow, neutralizing each threat with precise efficiency, guiding Sophia through every step. She no longer trembled. She understood the rhythm of survival, the silent dance of protection and danger. After the attack, they stood on the rooftop, watching the city, rain-slick streets reflecting the morning sun. Sophia turned to him, eyes wide with awe. You saved me again," she whispered. "You survived because you have learned," he said. "And because I choose to protect you." Days turned to nights, and the bond between them deepened. Respect, trust, and something far more dangerous, love. Raffaele confided parts of his past, betrayals, wars, and losses that had hardened him. Sophia listened, understanding the man beneath the legend, the human beneath the empire. A final warning arrived from the Rossi clan, a threat meant to force him to surrender her. Raffaele's expression did not change, yet every muscle tensed. He prepared the villa, every corridor, tunnel, and vantage point mapped for defense. When the attack came, it was swift, precise, and utterly contained. No casualties, but the invaders neutralized before they could reach the penthouse. Sophia watched, understanding that she was no longer a victim. She was part of the world, part of the empire, and part of him. Raffaele turned to her, voice soft, almost tender. "You are safe because I choose it. Because I choose you." She met his gaze, realizing fully that a cold Mafia boss had been melted, not by money or power, but by her courage, her tears, and her presence. The city slept below, unaware of the battles, the threats, and the quiet love that had formed at the top of the world's most dangerous empire. Sophia took a deep breath, standing beside Raphael, understanding that survival, trust, and love had intertwined forever. The sun rose over Palermo, golden light spilling across the penthouse. Raffaele's hand found hers, firm, protective yet gentle, a promise of loyalty, love, and unbreakable bond. And somewhere in the shadows the underworld whispered, the coldest Mafia boss had been changed by the tears of a girl. The empire was still dangerous, the threats unending, but the heart of a cold Mafia boss had softened, and a new legend of love and survival had begun. If this story moved you, subscribe for more cinematic tales of transformation and courage. Share your thoughts below and join our community of storytellers. Your voice matters. Be part of the legend.